think about great places to live, Des Moines has been recognized as one of those. And part of the heart and the soul of that is our park system.
Our role starts with our mission, helping Des Moines live well, play hard, and protect the earth.
Parks and Recreation Department plays a significant role in the quality of life for Des Moines residents.
The city has made a big commitment to the park system. There's lots of places for people to get out, to recreate, to walk, to ride a bike, take your family, and enjoy our city.
But now we're seeing a lot more challenges that we're trying to help the city as a whole combat and make our city better. So resiliency with all of our stormwater and green infrastructure we're taking out into our parks, conservation practices, even helping out with some of the homeless issues all cities combat right now, finding ways to help folks have community gardens, food insecurity, you name it. We get into a little bit of everything.
And being in certain areas throughout Des Moines, you really see the diversity of what's available. I could go to a lilac garden one year or a rose garden, right? And in winter, I could go down to Grays Lake and just enjoy the nature there. So it really gives that diversity of choices.
We've got little parks, pocket parks, we've got larger parks. I mean, there's over 4,000 acres of parks in the city of Des Moines. I think that's one of the reasons why people love Des Moines and love what we've done.
Recreation can mean so many different things to different people.
The biggest change, and one that we're proud to say we've finally begun on our journey, is using an equity-based lens to make sure we not only design our parks in a way that our community is going to embrace, but also the recreation programs. And so we're starting to go down that path to make sure that we're embracing all cultures in Des Moines. We want to make sure things like crowd happen and futsal and mini pitch courts are being built across the city. So equity is really one of the biggest endeavors we've taken. We want every resident to have a park within a 10-minute walk of their house.
We're really pushing forward on that. We think it's so important to have everybody within 10 minutes of a trail or a park.
People that live in different parts of our community have different needs. Not everybody has access to vehicles, or even maybe they're not on a bus route. So having parks as a physical space, but also opportunities in different locations, is important for people that live in these different areas of our community to utilize what's outside of their homes. Especially in the last year since the pandemic hit, the community members, community organizations, and a city, we've utilized the park spaces for distributing resources, food, really bringing people together. I've seen a lot more people at Des Moines parks and open spaces than I did before.
To go through multiple generational events like the pandemic, like a historic once-in-a-100-year windstorm event that just destroyed lots of our parks and trees, we really struggled. But one thing we learned is as things shut down around us, the one thing that didn't shut down was our park and trail system. And we already knew that our parks and trails were very popular and highly used, but I'll tell you that as things shut down around us, the numbers went up to 200% of the normal use based on the Google data reports we were seeing. And people came to us and said, I've always known parks are important, but when things shut down and I had nowhere else to go, this is what saved me mentally and physically and gave me a place to just escape, if you will. It's so refreshing to see after the pandemic that people saw those public spaces in a new lens, and a lens that made them want to have ownership.
Being able to see the diversity, again, of opportunities and activities throughout our community is very important, especially in areas where these opportunities currently don't exist. So parks is really filling that void.
One of the things we know is parks are great, and staff can design a really elegant, nice, aesthetically pleasing park, but if you don't embrace the community within the parks where they are bounded by, you're not going to have heavily used parks.
Why we continue to communicate with our neighbors and our neighborhood groups, and let's talk about what the future of Des Moines looks like.
Strength is really in the intentionality of it, and truly seeing it as a public service than just having a nice park space or just having amazing programs. Des Moines Parks and Rec is very authentic. If it was a person that I would be friends with.
Des Moines wouldn't be the city I love without its parks.